This is the Creative Sound Blaster Free. Now, as long as the name is, Creative also decided to make the feature list equally long enough. Now, Creative has managed to give the Sound Blaster Free a very sturdy, clean and elegant design, but also managed not to skimp on the audio quality. Retailing for around 6,000 Indian currency, the Sound Blaster is made of a very solid plastic which feels extremely good in hand. Now, there is no flex whatsoever. Personally, I love the matte finish, and the clean design with some red accents looks very elegant. Now, the speaker can be placed in both orientation. When placed in landscape or horizontally, it has a wide stereo effect which is pretty good for music. But when placed in portrait or vertically, it produces a beautiful 360-degree sound for a more immersive experience. Now, I have completely no idea how Creative did this because both the drivers and the radiator is facing forward. Kudos to Creative. Now, you can not only use the speaker as a Bluetooth speaker or a wired speaker, but you can also use it as a PC speaker by connecting through a USB, and also use the optional Sound Blaster control panel to adjust some sound settings, which is pretty awesome if you ask me. Now, I usually talk about buttons on a speaker in just a sentence, but stay with me, we have quite a lot here. Now, the power button, volume up and down, the Bluetooth pairing button, which also doubles as the answer and decline, is on one side of the speaker, where you can also find a 3 white LED for the battery level and a single blue LED for the Bluetooth activity. Now, the micro USB port, aux in and the micro SD card slot can be found under the flap on one half of the back, which makes the Sound Blaster IPX4 or splash proof. Now, remember, splash proof, not waterproof or not even water resistant. On the other half of the back, you can find the play pause, forward backward, microphone mute, repeat shuffle and the loud button. Now, to be honest, I'm not a big fan of the placement of the play pause button, and do keep in mind the repeat and shuffle does not work with Bluetooth, just microSD. Now, to get it going, turn on the speaker and hold the Bluetooth button for a few seconds until the LED indicator blinks fast with an audible beep. That's it. You have wireless music for life. We are now officially in the future, or at least somewhere halfway in the future, since there is no idiot-proof pairing even in 2016, which is something I don't really get it. Creative threw in every feature possible, but then decided to leave out NFC. Come on, Creative. Now, the Sound Blaster also acts as a speakerphone for incoming and outgoing calls, with the Bluetooth button acting as answer and decline. Now, the calls sound pretty good for a Bluetooth speaker as long as you're not too far away from the speaker. Now, you heard me say this a lot, but here we go again. I love bass, just as most consumers, but I always love to hear other frequencies without the bass overpowering them, and that's what the Sound Blaster gives me exactly. The bass is quiet there, but it never overpowers the presentation at all. Kudos to Creative for that. Now, here is a sample of the audio quality. Now, if you want a more brief sound test, as always I've made a separate video. The links can be found in the description. So there it is, friends. As I always say, sound recorded through my microphone, YouTube's processing, and then played through your speaker is not the most accurate depiction. So here is my word on the quality. Now, this is not the loudest speaker I have listened to, even at 60% volume, but it's loud enough to fill up a small room easily. Now, yes, I do know that it does feature a loud button, but personally, I would stay away from the loud button as it does nothing but increase the volume a few notches, but not the quality or the bass. But hey, maybe loudness is all you want, then please, by all means, use it. And just a note here, the difference with loud on is not that clear in my sound test video for some reason, but trust me, there is a difference when you turn on the loud button. Now, the bass is pretty good for a Bluetooth speaker. There is depth in bass, which is not something I say about Bluetooth speaker. It never muffles the clarity of the voice or instrumentals. The treble and mid-range are also nicely done without being too sharp, but sometimes, just sometimes, the mid-range can be a bit noticeable. Now there is also little to no distortion even at the highest volume. The range is also good. Leaving the speaker in my bedroom as always and walking all around my house, it didn't lose connection at all, but had some rare choppiness now and then. But when I tried to take the speaker to my car parking, it lost connection, which is quite normal without direct line of sight. The battery is pretty good for a Bluetooth speaker. Now there is no way to tell exactly how much battery percentage is left other than the 3 white LED indicators, with one LED blinking when it's very low. Now Creative claims about 10 hours of battery life, and in my testing at 65 to 70% volume, I got around 10 hours and 30 minutes, which is nothing exceptional, but at least it keeps the promise. Now everybody's usage may vary a little bit. To charge the speaker from dead to full, it took me around 5 hours, and the white LED turns off once charged. So, as always, the big question, is it worth spending 6,000 rupees for the Creative Sound Blaster Free? Okay, so let's check the list here. Sturdy build, great battery life, beautiful audio quality, splash proof, micro SD support, loud enough even without the loud button. Do you still really want me to answer the question if it's worth your hard-earned money? Well then, it's a big and loud yes. Sure, I would have loved some NFC and the music control buttons on the top rather than on the back. But all that little gripes apart, let me conclude by saying this. The Creative Sound Blaster Free is the best bang for your buck you can get, with a bucket not just filled with features but overflowing with features. And once again, I would like to thank Creative for lending me this review unit. I really appreciate it. If you're interested in the speaker, you can find the links in the description below the like button. So what do you guys think about the Creative Sound Blaster Free? You think it's the best bang for your buck? Let me know by leaving a comment below. My name is Adi. I'll see you guys in the next video.